When we started this process, we set out some characteristics that we wanted to have in our next head women's basketball coach, and we laid those out before we started measuring it against specific candidates. Those included absolute integrity, having a strong presence to advance a strong brand of IU women's basketball, knowing how to win, connecting with our student athletes, demonstrated ability to recruit, can immediately connect with our state, develops talent, brings an engaging style of play, and has the vision to win at Indiana University. Curt Miller gets an A+ on that test. He was born in Western Pennsylvania. He graduated of Ohio's Baldwin Wallace College. He's been the head basketball coach at Bowling Green since 2001. Bowling Green has won the regular season and/or tournament MAC championship every year for the last 8 years. Curt has been to 8 consecutive postseason tournaments, 5 with the NCAA and 3 with the WNIT, including a Sweet 16 run in 2007. He's been named the MAC Coach of the Year 6 times in his 11-year career at Bowling Green. His overall Bowling Green winning percentage is 73%, 76% in conference play. He's produced 7 All-Americans just since 2007. His program's the 7th winningest team in the nation, 7th winningest team in the nation over the last 5 years. For 3 consecutive years, his team has been in the top 15 of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association Academic Top 25 based on GPA. Every player who's spent 4 years under Curt Miller at Bowling Green has won at least 1 MAC title, has played on an NCAA tournament team, and has earned her degree. He's active nationally and serving on the WBCA Board of Directors and the NCAA Rules Committee. We recruited hard in this process. In addition to the characteristics, we set out a little 2-pager on why we think this is a great job at Indiana University, including the facilities, synergy with men's basketball, recruiting opportunities, beating the Big Ten Conference, the exposure the Big Ten Network brings, opportunity to advance academic support, stable leadership in the President and Athletic Director's office, the world-class institution that Indiana University is, as well as our credo of 24 sports and 1 team. I'd like to thank our staff, who was very active in this search, particularly including our Senior Women Administrator, Julie Cromer, and our Senior Associate Athletic Director, Kevin Clark, who is the Sport Administrator for women's basketball. It was a comprehensive and thorough search. We had multiple interviews. We narrowed it down to 2 candidates on Sunday. We invited them to campus, and they were here all day yesterday, meeting with other members of the coaching faculty, if you will, other head coaches, faculty members, academic faculty members, the president of the university, and all those people, I think, took the time and demonstrated how important a hire this is, and I think helped communicate to our candidates how important women's basketball is here at Indiana University. Last night we agreed to terms with Curt. He was the first choice that we had and the only offer that we made. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you the head women's basketball coach at Indiana University, Curt Miller.
Thank you. What an amazing turnout. I think it speaks volumes of what basketball means to this state and certainly Indiana University. And I'm humbled, excited, and certainly proud now to be a part of that Indiana family. It will be impossible for me to thank everybody that has helped today become a reality for me and this next step and chapter in my life. But I would like to take a few seconds and thank people. President McRobbie, who took time out of his busy schedule to meet with me yesterday. I really appreciate it. I think it shows the commitment of women's basketball at IU, and I don't take that for granted that I had that opportunity. Also want to thank Fred Glass and the senior staff with all that they have done over the last few days for myself and my family. Can't thank them enough. For the coaches that I got to meet already, I look forward to meeting everyone. I'm a strong believer in the spirit of Indiana and the motto 24 sports, one team. I think it's fantastic, and there's meat to that spirit of Indiana, and I feel it every time I talk to an Indiana administrator and or coach, and I can't wait to be a part of that 24 sports, one team. I'd like to thank my parents. As mentioned, I'm a Western Pennsylvania native. They are back in Pennsylvania as we speak. I'm the youngest of three, and my brother and sister couldn't make it at short notice, but are my biggest fans and have been with me all the time. I got involved in women's basketball because my sister, who was 9 years older than me, was a fantastic athlete, and I was one of those little kids in second and third grade that when she would come home, I'd have all her stats, so I learned to love the women's game at an early age. I do have extended family with me today that I'd like to thank. It is not easy to be the extended family of a coach. The time commitment of coaches and the time that you're on the road recruiting and or playing, it takes special, special people to be part of a coach's family. And so Jamie Broadwell is with me, and our boys, Brian and Sean Seymour. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Bowling Green State University. 11 years ago, they took a chance on a 31-year-old young green coach and gave him an opportunity gave me the opportunity in my first head coaching job. It was a community that was unbelievable supportive of women's basketball, of my family. It helped raise our kids. It was certainly a village at Bowling Green, and we had an unbelievable run. And I can't thank the community and the school enough. And most importantly, a big shout out to my coaching staff that was with me the entire tenure at Bowling Green, and the wonderful players that chose to play at Bowling Green during our time there. And so, again, it was a little bittersweet this morning saying goodbye to a lot of friends and people that made that stop in my life a very special one. But with that said, I can't be more excited about the next chapter. I've dreamed of this opportunity growing up in Western Pennsylvania for 2 decades. People have asked me how I got into coaching, and when they look at me, were you an athlete? And I actually was. And for more than 2 decades now, I explained my hometown to people as a Hoosier-type hometown. And I wasn't even quite sure why I said that, other than the fact I grew up in a small Western PA town that was crazy for basketball, absolutely crazy. In the 70s and early 80s, we had developed 3rd and 4th grade leagues with outstanding coaches. 5th and 6th grade, before it was popular to play at that age, we had not only great coaches, but developed the leagues in our hometown and developed a lot of state championships during that run because of that. And my interest in basketball then was from an early age. It was a town when you left on boys basketball nights that someone would put a sign on the road leading out of Girard, Pennsylvania, last one out, turn the lights out. And with that said, it always felt normal to say I grew up in a Hoosier-type town. And I just believe because you always have the perception that every driveway, garage, barn in Indiana has a basketball hoop. And I've always had great respect. This state is filled with fantastic coaches, AAU and high school, and I look forward to connecting with the coaches and understanding they are a big piece of building this program. And so I am humbled again to be the head coach at Indiana University. I enjoyed my brief visit with the players just now, and I can't wait to be here on a permanent basis and get to work and build the process one step at a time, and we look forward to the future. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time, but again, thank you for allowing me to be a part of the Indiana family. You know, I don't have a definition of years on that rebuilding process. What I do believe in is doing it the right way and not cutting corners and taking shortcuts. We believe in a simple philosophy that championships are built in the locker room before they can be built on the court, and we're going to work to get great character kids that compete and are successful in the classroom, and we'll have great chemistry, and we'll represent this university 24/7. I'm not going to put time parameters on this team. I think would be unfair to the upperclassmen. We're going to try to get better, and we're going to work hard, and ultimately we want to overachieve no matter what status of the building process is in. But we did it the right way at BG. I had a 5-year plan. We won over 20 games in year 3, and we won a championship in year 4. And I said it was a 5-year plan. I had to change that and accelerate it. So I look forward to the challenge here.
Coach, what contributed much to your success at Illinois?
You know, I was very fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. A university that was hungry to win in women's basketball, a community that supported women's basketball, a school rich, in tradition, not only academically but athletically. And I found early recruiting success, recruiting kids that wanted to be a part of a building process. And it was that second recruiting class. One of those players, an Indiana native with a familiar name in these parts, Honegger, and Liz Honegger from Lafayette Jeff helped us rebuild that program in a hurry. But I was in the right place at the right time, and it's been a wonderful journey there. Well, your lifeline of a program is recruiting, and it has to start by protecting your home state and recruiting your home state. I'm proud of the fact that we had multiple Indiana kids on our roster throughout my coaching tenure. We have 2 state champions. We had 2 state champions from Carmel currently in the starting lineup at Bowling Green. So I know how important it is to recruit this state. And to take that further, this state is filled with unbelievable coaches, and not only on the high school level, but the AAU level. And I think it's really, really important that we attract. There's so many alumni. There's so many people passionate about IU that I can't wait to try to convince people to become a Hoosier.
Are you intimidated by the men's basketball program?
Intimidated, that is one of the big draws, don't you think? We're all huge fans of what men's basketball is doing here, and I told Coach that I was going to be a sponge, and if he would let me be around as much as possible, that I would be around and bugging him all the time, and their success brings success for all other 23 sports here, and is a shining light to what can happen, because it didn't happen overnight. And he had a similar building process to go through. And so it's an honor to coach in the same building. It's an honor to be in the same practice facility as the men's program, and we hope to be just as successful somewhere down the line.
What are your thoughts on the building of football, the practice facilities? I don't know if Bowling Green has, but just the immense building allows you 24-hour services for players.
We haven't been back. I haven't been back personally since this building was built, and what an unbelievable facility. You can't help but get excited when you walk in here and see what is available to the student athletes. And then your mind always thinks as a coach recruiting, and what a 15, a 16-year-old young woman would think about this walking into it, and how special of a place. It can compare to anyone's in the country. We don't take a back seat to anyone with this facility, and so it's a huge draw and a huge piece of the puzzle as we put together future programs and teams.
Coach, what are some things that you're going to instill in the players that are here right now?
I think everything starts with discipline. Discipline is going to be a staple of our program, a can-do attitude. That we have to think we can do things. If we don't, we're not going to do them. And certainly camaraderie. My motto is together we attack, and that is trying to energize my coaches, the administration, the community, the students, of IU, everybody to take on their own role to help build women's basketball. Together we attack, everybody attacking their own individual role to help bring women's basketball to the forefront. And so, but discipline will be the staple of our program.
Which will be sustained success you had at Bowling Green? Did you kind of feel like you had done all you could do there and you were ready for a challenge in your life?
You know, it's a great question. It was hard to leave Bowling Green. We had done some remarkable things, but this opportunity is a great fit in my belief in taking that step up. I've always dreamed. I sat down after early success at Bowling Green, and my AD had the foresight and the belief that, Coach, you've deserved the right to have a dream clause in your contract. Indiana was on that dream clause.
I had a text from a friend here. He said you missed a couple of games last season. Can you talk about stress in the Big Ten?
Yeah, well, I don't care what league you play in. No one's going to put more stress on myself and the coaches than we do ourselves. And so stress is going to be there. But if you're asking, am I healthy? I'm healthy.
Did that play any factor in your decision making this offseason and evaluating your future and things like that? It's kind of two separate things.
Yeah, and not really. You know, I think that my family will tell you that if it played a part anyway, in any direction, that 15 hours of game film, I might have learned the same amount with 12. And you know, that when I watch Purdue and Ohio State and Penn State next year, maybe I learned that 20 hours of watching them prep, I can be prepared and still get it done in 12 and have have balance. And my family's so important to me. I'm a film junkie, so if anything, it taught me to try to continue to fight. As a coach, it's hard for all of us coaches to have a great balance.
Coach, sometimes players will follow a coach to their new school home and coach goes back.
One more time, I'm sorry.
Sometimes a player will move to the schools the coach is taking a new job at, but sometimes coaches look on that as not something they want to do. How was your approach going to be as you in coming weeks if that ever comes up?
Well, I think all recruiting is on the table. We were done at Bowling Green with the 2012 class a long time ago. There's scholarships open here. And so we will look to see if there's high school seniors still available, if there's transfers that may not be able to play in year one but could help as we build this program. I think all options are on the table recruiting-wise. Again, it's the lifeline of the program, and we will jump in feet first and try to continue to round out our roster as best we can.
Talked about having the same staff at Bowling Green all those years. Will you bring them with you, or what's your plan on your coaching staff?
I'm taking that one day at a time. I did have a fantastic coaching staff at Bowling Green. I have to build the coaching staff that I think is best for IU. And so those decisions will be made as quickly as possible, but I will do my due diligence to put the best staff together as I can.
Coach, you shared a coach with Coach Jack at Syracuse. Is it a little strange to find yourself following?
You know, I think it's great. Felicia and I, as you mentioned, worked together for 4 years at Syracuse, and we were fantastic colleagues, and we have so much respect for each other. And so I want to take what Coach Jack did in the community and how she energized this program and the fan support, and I want to take on areas that she did so well and build on them. And we have not connected, but I'm a big fan of Felicia and her family. And so it's an honor. It's an honor to build on some of the things that she did well. What do I like about the roster? Well, I haven't worked with them a minute yet, and so that no one's ever turned it over, no one's ever not missed a block out, and so you know, it's someone offered me film a few hours ago, and it's just like I need to get in the gym and work. I don't need to have any preconceived notions of strengths or weaknesses. I'm going to build this program, and we're going to play a style that I think is going to be successful. So I just like that they're hungry in the few minutes that I spent with them, and passionate about getting better, and their commitment as a program to rise. And so I'm really, really genuine excited to work with them. We need some more players. We need more players. I mean, what a great state to have male practice players, but we need more players. Thank you very much.